Today's episode of Mythical Bloody Ooze is all about that.
And yes, death is a horrible topic, but God does have a lot of whiny, crazy, scary bitches involved. So, before we start, I ask all the gods of death, life, and life to humor me and only kill me after the episode ends and not before. It'd be funny if I died right now, though. And that way we can know which one of them is cooler. And I don't mean edgier. Don't be one of those. I don't want others to tell me fuck you, type shit. Just don't throw a bolt of lightning is what I'm saying right now. I'm looking at Yuzus. Looking at Yuzus and
Don't
hates.
piss him off.
Just okay, fine. You're cool. You guys are cool. Okay. I mean, technically, Zeus is not a god of death, but you never know. You never
he
know.
likes
Maybe
killing people and
he just
fucking
likes
people
killing people.
over.
Yeah. He throws the lightning. Hades is happy, so it's a co-op. But yeah, if it's Greeks, let me die from a wine overdose with my dick in a whore's mouth. Probably. Should I say that? Probably shouldn't have said that.
Probably not.
Wait, that's not Game of Thrones. Shit. But yes. If it's the Slavic gods, take me out with the cyanide poisoning, which definitely won't be Putin's goons. And for the Egyptians, just let me bang one of those cat-looking things till my testicles explode.
One of those cat-looking things, that's kind of a little bit of bestiality, Nix.
I mean, look, it's
Do you really want
it's
to out your
Egyptians.
bestiality fetish?
It's Egyptian gods. It's like there's dogs, there's fucking cats, there's a lot of stuff. We don't pick. We just do them all until testes explode. There we go. But yeah, besides there are gods that have nothing to do with death but are attributed that are all goddesses that are forgiven even when they destroy men between their deathly thighs, like the absolute fucking crazy bitches that they are. Be it Anubis probably, the god of death, mummification, and afterlife, or Hel, who is responsible for the dead of Helheim, from where we might get the name for Hell in English. When Balder dies in Nordic mythology, some dude goes to Hell and asks for Balder's big booty back, and guess what Hell says? Here's the four options. Can we have them? Is it a potential?
How
to have the four options? You do slash poll. I think. And then it does something.
Ooh,
yes,
okay,
it does something.
see.
So question is, you have what does
Hell say?
What does Hell say? Yes.
Okay, I'm filling it in.
You can only vote
in
her chat. You can only vote in her chat. Go vote. What does Hell say when someone goes to retrieve Balder's dead ass from Hell, which is the the Nordic version of our Helheim? Sorry. There you go. Go there. There's four options. Pick and choose.
Okay, I think I started. Wait. Content is not TOS.
His PP, right? His PP instead. Does it work now?
No.
It still doesn't?
No.
That booty. Put the booty in there. Instead of that ass, that booty. Did it work?
Wait.
This is not TOS. No, it is. We're just memeing. Oh, there we go. So okay. So in Nordic mythology, the goddess of death is Hel. She works in Helheim. She gets the soul of Balder, who's a pretty dope dude. And people are like, yo, let's go get him back. He's pretty cool. Let's not let him die and stuff yet. And they go there, and Hel, while talking to her, she says the following, and you can choose. What do you think? I'll go for. What does Hel say?
The answers have to be very short because the third one is not fully on it. Third answer is you can have him if every soul on earth cries for him.
Shit, I didn't see that. Yeah. There you go. So if either she says no, fuck, screw you, he's mine. His ass too good. You can have him only if every person on the planet cries, or he's dingle dongle. Go vote. Okay, so there's at least one vote for that. Votes. One vote for that. Nobody wants Baldur's pee-pee? 2 votes for that. Okay. Let's see. Does anyone guess the right one? What do you think, Kato? We should get the millionaire music, where it's like it's the
I would say you can have him if every other what was it?
If every other person cries for him.
That seems like a legit answer.
Yeah, it almost seems like every other answer was just a meme answer.
Yeah.
Right?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just a tiny wee little bit.
Just a little bit.
Alright. Are we waiting for more answers, or is this?
We're waiting for the thing to end so that we can just say that the answer is fucking C. So she goes and says, dude, you can. People surprisingly guessed. I did vote for the other one on purpose. Yeah, she was like, yo, you can have him, but every soul on the planet needs to mourn for him. And everyone's like, yeah, let's do it. And everyone just starts crying for Baldur, and she was like, oh yeah, dude, everyone's like actually likes this guy, right? But apparently, apparently, there's another part of it.
Yes.
So there's 4 options now, although those won't fit, will they?
No, I'm trying to make it shorter.
They won't fit. Okay.
What do I make of the second one?
Loki pretends to cry. First one is, I guess everyone did. C is... Oh shit, the other ones are just dumb. Anyway, put anything you want in there. Put anything you like in there. Oof.
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 Here's your poll.
Let's go. So what happens after? Everyone did more, and Loki pretended and didn't, so he didn't get out. It's B. No, for real, it's B. Okay, so the answer is... I'm gonna do what Loki did and just confuse people.
Yeah.
But yeah, the answer was B. And Loki pretended to be someone else so people wouldn't say, oh fuck, it's that guy again, just, trying to cause mischief and thus not crying for Baldur and thus letting him rot in hell while he has a smug face. So yes, Loki was a bitch. Baldur stays in hell. That's the Nords for you. They're just like last time we talked about Loki. I think he was just like memeing as well. He was just like
Loki's always a meme lord.
He's always a memer, yeah, meme lord. Like not even like in the Marvel movies they make him cool, and like the IRL history mythology type stuff. They're talking about how like he became a horse lady so he could fuck Odin's horse, so they'd make the best horse ever, and they were like on it. Everyone was like into it and stuff like that. So yeah, Loki was a crazy motherfucker, but. There you go. That's how hell did deals, People should, cough, cough, Germans should learn from it. Germans in chat. Even with hell, she was kind of a good. What do you think about her? She was kind of a good, lady.
Yeah.
She seems okay. Like she was like, I'll give you the ultimatum. It's on the table. You can do it. It's pretty easy. But yeah. While on meme gods and death in the bestest time, the time of the pagans, the Dacians that lived in these parts where I live, were also one of the 3 peoples on the planet to also cry during birth and laugh during inappropriate jokes during funerals, like all good natures Chads do. For different people, life and death symbolize different things, I guess, and they had different ways of looking at it. Imagine if I go to the funeral of a friend of mine and I knew, well, if it was my IRL close friend, I'd probably crack one of his jokes and start laughing while I slowly back off, not to get butchered by his close relatives. That would probably be thoroughly confused and angry.
Yeah, what if you make a really inappropriate joke and it's just like...
The point is, I have one friend that if I do something like that, he'd probably like it. He'd probably be like, yeah, that's how I want to go out. That's how I want to go out.
I mean,
but his parents would never understand that. They'd be like, who the fuck are you?
In some cultures, funerals are like a party.
They are. And in some parts, very not big parts of the world, like a funeral is supposed to be like a celebration of sorts. So
yeah,
people
like
should
that.
probably, yeah. I kind of like that too. I don't know.
Make my funeral a celebration of what my life was instead of crying. Or what could have been.
As a very like narcissistic person, I say if I die, If I die, I'd like to be buried probably somewhere in Argentina. And after they try to find Hitler's body, they just stumble upon mine, and they're like, "We found him! We found him!" Because I'll dress myself in a garb, very specific garb. I'll put like a fake mustache on, and I'll give people a good love. So yeah, I know.
So
I know. Look. Please, at least a couple of historians will have a laugh. But yeah, which one was? Death is also related to the many other gods that help people into said kingdoms of the dead for most cultures and religions. For the Greek Hellenic pantheon, we have the gods of rivers of the underworld, like Acheron, Alpheus, which sounds like the Alphys dude from Undertale, I thought it was interesting. Charon, the ferryman of the dead, Charis and Thanatos as the gods of death, and Hades as basically the big chungus of the underworld. Like the El Chapo of boner dust, the Charlie Sheen of hoes on top of bags of cocaine, on top of more hoes, probably dead or dying. Wait, no, that's Zeus, because he was kind of into banging and stuff. Yeah. That's all besides the point. The deepest, darkest part of the Greek hell was called Tartarus. Whenever you eat tartar sauce, you should know it's taken directly from hell, from his darkest place, from the darkest, place in hell. Like,
did you
not
call
even
it Tartarus sauce?
I mean, look, they call it the tartar because they're like lazy to put the us. It's like it's only tartar, no us is in there. But yeah, Hades didn't want it, so he gave it to us. So whenever you eat that, remember Hades. So
yes, it's good that I don't really eat it, or else I'll be like, I'm eating a piece of hell.
Eating a piece of Greek hell.
So since you guys already call Nyx a KGB infiltrator all the time, let's talk slabs. They have Chernobogue, which translates sorta to the Black God. Literally, kinda Russians are very literal, but the thing about Chernobogue is that he kinda goes hand in hand with Belobog, which is, you guessed it, the White God. The god of goodness and fluffy things. And I added the fluffy things, but I think we can all agree fluffy things are good, right? So
yep, absolutely.
Fun. We love fluffy things. I love fluffy things.
Yep.
We got a fluffy thing right there.
Surprisingly, you said the Russian names very well. Actually, didn't. Better than English. Those weird English names we sometimes have, or like from other cultures. Some words are harder in English. These were pretty easy.
Sometimes I have Russians in my chat and they say something and make me try to pronounce it, and it's like, it's actually not bad, and I'm like,
surprisingly not bad. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, one interesting thing about Chernobyl is that he was also called a very similar name to the modern word of devil, Diablo, which is very similar to how they say devil in Russian. What I'm taking from this is that somewhere the Pope was involved, since I love the Pope, and there's always something involved. Like when we miss an episode and there's somehow the Pope is just not in there. He's just there, but he's out doing some other shit. He's like involved in some other shit.
Find where the Pope is involved. Okay, he's always there.
Exactly. Yes, he's always doing shit there. But yeah, he's probably involved by sending a priest to make all of them, Slavs into Christians. And the priest was probably very annoying and kept saying Diablo because I don't fucking know. Maybe he was Spanish or some shit. Or maybe played too many Blizzard games. So they thought the priest's name was Diablo and he was annoying. So they associated him with the devil. Either way, the fucker probably succeeded because they turned Christian at some point.
Oof.
There you go.
So then we come to the Egyptians. The people that escaped the wrath of Darth Vader by living in the one place he'd never go. The one Sandy plays.
The one Sandy.
Also, thanks to the Egyptians, I realized why we have no more gods. One of Anubis's main roles was to weigh the hearts of the dead, which he'd have to attend to in order to determine whether a soul would be allowed to enter the realm of the dead. Imagine having to attend that shit in 2020. There's a lot of people, and I bet the pay wouldn't be that great. Like if everyone that's dying nowadays, and you have to go to all of them, doesn't sound fun,
Sounds like a lot of work. My favorite part of the Egyptian mythology, though, of the underworld, is a little character called Majed. He's basically my Minecraft mod. He was described as being a very short bastard that shoot lasers out of his eyes, but was unseen. So basically my mods, because I can never see them, and even though they always hide around me and smite me whenever I least expect it with lightning. The even better part of this is the way he looks. It's basically an Egyptian cousin It from the Addams family. And I have a little mosquito. Go away, mosquito. I'm not short. Look, I'm not saying anything. I'm not. Old Minecraft characters are short, okay? And even more mind-boggling fact is that the reason why I like doing these is I realize how fickle humanity is and how we're the opposite of a hive mind. Like, there's this one time in Egypt that became sort of Egypt became sort of Greek, and the kings were kind of Greek. Dudes in general, like almost all of the lineage was Greek. Because Alexander the Great came and did a thing and established the Ptolemaic kingdom. Like after he died, Ptolemaeus established his little kingdom, which was ruled by a certain Ptolemy the First Soter, that also established the cult of Serapis, which was something like the god of death or some shit. But the main point to take of this was that eventually during the Roman Empire, they took and made him into whatever, into what was that, into basically they changed him, like they changed Osiris for this guy, basically rewriting history. They changed him to be Isis's consort. This also brought me to the thought that there's really nothing we have today that is original. So there's a good video showing that I don't remember exactly, but they basically showed how everything that Christianity kind of has, like the whole good, bad gods, like kindness and evil doing and sins and all this stuff is kind of just taken from other religions around time. And for example, the Romans had a celebration called Saturnalia, which was something we changed into Christmas, basically. Just Google it. It's literally just around the same date. It was just a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing.
What's the pagan deities, copy and paste.
It's basically, it's like, can I copy your homework, Christian religion? And he's like, yeah, just change it a little bit. He's like, okay.
Just give it a different name.
Just give it a different name. Literally give it a different name, and it's kind of the same shit ever. Anyway. Pagan deities of life kind of becoming demonic entities of death and misery from hell, like most of the, satyrs and other fauna-looking, human-like fauna. We just basically changed them into other stuff. So there's that.
The Celts then have
Celts.
Celts.
Sorry, Celts. I think the only time we say Celtic is when we talk about American, like football dudes. Everything else is Celtic, even though I kind of hated it too and didn't know
the Celts,
the correct version. Thank you.
The Morrigan. They have the Morrigan. She was a cool, badass lady that dressed in black and was often represented by 3 different sisters. She was apparently worshipped as one of the OG dead gods or goddesses that date to basically the start of humanity. Think about it. The Celts are basically the aliens that first conquered Earth, probably, but let us poor sods live, and then we took over, and those poor Celts literally have the coolest goddess of death. I was gonna say Earth for some reason. The goddess of death, and nobody ever mentions her, and nobody fucking knows who she is. And I'm not even that into Celtic mythos, so the best thing about her is that she would supposedly come to the battlefields because she was also the goddess of war and strife, and she would clean the armors of soldiers that were supposed to die in the battle. A little bit like Valkyrie vibes, but that's cool. We don't hate a culture for being cool,
Even though it's kind of similar, yep.
If you just see that goddess coming to clean your armor, wouldn't you just be like, I suddenly have the shits, I can't go fight for you?
Well, you'd probably still die, so it's like at least you'd want to fight, like, for, until the last drop, until the last breath. But it would just be one of those, like, ooh, who's getting his armor cleaned? Just Bob's going out. God damn it, I knew it. God damn
just
it, Bob.
Have some bets going on, like whose armor is gonna clean? Is it gonna be Jeff? Is it
Jeff? So guys, get your bets in. Have the list. That's how it happened in history. I'm a couch historian. You can't see the couch.
There's totally
it's definitely a couch.
From now on, I'm the couch historian.
She's the couch historian now. Definitely nothing related to Pornhub's couch.
I got my casting couch right there.
Casting couch right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. The coolest god of death, though, has to be the Turkic, Hungarian, Mongol, Siberian god. I just accept it. The god of the underworld called Elric, or Erlig, or Erlik Khan. For some reason, they also added a Khan there. Because you can't do Mongol and cool without slapping a Khan on that boy. And his story is very dear to me because of what is he's basically a bear dog cat. He looks like a bear. He acts like a dog. but he thinks like a cat, right? So there's this guy called Ulgen, right? He's supposed to be like the big Tengri boy, like Tengri being the religion, right, for the Mongols, for those people. And he sort of makes stuff and things. And we have God in Christianity, and they have Ulgen in Tengri, the Tengri religion, right? So also often distinct from Tengri himself, which is supposed to be a different thing, but probably sometimes combined. I don't know, one of those. He's not the main point of the story though, but still different but the same. Point is, Ulgen gets bored, makes Elric. Elric is like, "Whoa, dude, can I do that too?" Ulgen is like, "Nah, fam, I don't know how I did that." So one day Elric just gets jelly and tries to sell Ulgen's powers or some shit, and it backfires kind of because Elric tries to steal some of the clay or land or dust that Ulgen needs to make more people, because Ulgen's good at giving souls to people, right? Like he makes some statues, I don't know, spits on them, and they become humans or animals or something.
Wow, a human was made.
A human was made. It's just Elric can't because he's a fucking talking Siberian bear, so he tries to seal the dirt in his mouth. And Ulgen notices because dirt starts growing, so he started multiplying, right? Because apparently his saliva or some shit, I don't know, made stuff become more. So he just tells Elric to spit it out, and it's literally doing that thing dogs do, what they'll just, have for it puppy eyes but refuse to obey. And then he slaps the earth out of his dumb face, and the dirt just ends up falling all over the world. And that's what created all the bogs and marshes and all that stuff, right? Mythology, fucking bullshit, but it's beautiful bullshit. At least it came out of his mouth and not ass, so that's cool, I guess.
That's something, at least.
Yeah, that's something. Thank you. So he then gets imprisoned or made into the god of bad boys and death and stuff. So there's also some Inuit stuff relating to bears and shit and them being omens of death, but that's the story for another day. Bear with me.
Bear with me.
There you go.
So you might ask, how did we end up at this wonderful topic of death? Well, because King Redneck's recommendation of Celtic folklore, I somehow ended up at the story of the Banshee in Irish folklore. And she's a female spirit that in Irish folklore who heralds the death of a family member. Sometimes the Banshee assumes the form of some sweet singing virgin lady of the family who died young and has been given the mission by the invisible powers to become the harbinger of coming doom to her mortal kindred. Or she may be singing at night as a shrouded woman crouched beneath the trees, lamenting with veiled face, or flying past in the moonlight, crying bitterly. The cry of this spirit is mournful beyond all other sounds on earth, and betokens certain death to some member of the family whenever it is heard in the silence of the night. Irish legend speaks of a lament being sung by a fairy woman or a banshee. She would sing it when a family member is dead or is about to die, and even if the person has died far away, news of their death had not yet come, and in those cases her wailing would be the first warning that the family gets that someone of that household died. And funnily enough, these banshees are said to appear only for people of a certain lineage or surname in Irish folklore. So most, though not all, surnames associated with banshees have the O or Muck prefix.
Mac, yeah.
In their
basically, if you're Irish or like Scottish or some shit, she's gonna kind of like,
If you suddenly hear a lady
basically she's gonna be like
night,
that cat.
Just like that cat. Trying to show his ass here. If you're Irish and you suddenly have an
ass in front
or
of
you, or a Mac in your last name, and you hear a lady crying in the night,
if you're a Big Mac, there you go.
Try to stay safe and not die, but someone's gonna die.
But yeah, we didn't know what to do, like how to do a whole podcast for the Banshee, so we decided to do death in all regions. And if you ever have a recommendation for another one, let us know. Tell us. Because this was actually my favorite story, and this one was Elric, the bear dog boy. Cat, the bear boy. Like the Egyptians and the Greeks have some cool stuff there, but like fucking dude, that's a bear that just was jealous and he acts like a little dog, just to get. Let's talk about context. No, I don't like context. Go away. Go away.
So yeah,
can't put my hand up its butt.
No, don't show your butt.
No.
Don't show your butt, monster. This is not OnlyFans, okay?
This is not OnlyFans. If you're gonna show your butt, at least pay money for it.
At least get money for it, monster.
Yeah.
To pay your food.
But no, there's that.
That was episode 10 of Mythical Bloody Ooze. And thank you all for coming by, having a listen to this week's topic.
Yep.
And yeah, if y'all have any idea for something else, let us know.
Yep.
Let us know.